And what's up, guys? This is Alexander. Point that just came up, and if that would be relevant to talk about in regards to cooking food, specifically cooking eggs, and whether you should eat raw eggs. Essentially, this is something that requires some framing and some context. When you cook food, and it doesn't matter what it is, you make that food easier for your body to digest and absorb. So you want what you eat to be cooked. So if you have raw meat, for example, and you were to eat raw meat, you actually do not absorb as much of that raw meat versus if you had cooked it, had used fire, had actually broken down the proteins in it and made them more readily available for your body to digest and absorb. It's a big misconception within society that natural food is better food, or that cooking is bad, or that processed food is bad. The whole reason your body has a digestive system is to quite literally process food so you can use it. The reason why processed food, you can eat so much of it and not get full on it, is because it's literally almost pre-digested for you. You eat it and you can immediately begin absorbing and utilizing all the nutrients in it. The whole reason human beings have evolved to the level that we have evolved, where we can reason, rationalize, we have sentience, we are self-aware, is because in our evolution we were able to cook our food. And by cooking food, specifically cooking meat, cooking amino acids, we now made a whole range of nutrition available to us that we did not have prior. So processed food, yes, you can argue that eating things that are overly processed or that are processed may lead you to overeat, but processed food in general, it is not bad at all. Your body, the reason, as I said before, the reason why we can digest anything in general is because we have to process it. The reason why we cook anything is because that is a form of processing, using heat, using a stove, using a microwave, using a barbecue, literally just holding something over fire and burning it. That processes it for absorption. So you want the majority of what you eat to be processed in some fashion. And again, you can argue that stuff like having too much sugar is bad, having too much fat is bad, having too much too much cereal out of the box is bad. Yeah, sure, but processed in itself does not mean bad. What is bad is when people overconsume. So just hopefully that gives you some clarity as to what processed food really means. And when you're asking about is it bad to eat raw eggs? It's not bad to eat raw eggs, but you absorb more nutrition from the egg when you cook it. Same thing with fish, same thing with meat, same thing with really anything. Bread. What is bread? Bread is grains. If you were to eat raw grains, you're not going to get much out of it. It can even poison you. You make bread out of it, you grind it up, pulp it, ferment it, bake it. Now it's a very usable form of nutrition. Same thing with dried fruit. Drying out fruit in the sun is a form of processing. You dry it out, it concentrates the sugars in the fruit. Now you have a great source of energy. So, as I said, context, clarity. Don't assume just because you hear a word that it means something. Don't think in sound bites. So, I'll talk to you guys again. Good luck and hopefully good eating as well.